Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to part one of the VUMC Worship Arts Technical Training Stage Setup. In these videos, you will learn how to do everything that I do when it comes to getting the stage and the entire worship center up and running. And today, in this particular video, we're going to start with just the stage. Things that need to be turned on, of course, are the choir monitors. As you can see, in the back of the monitor is the power button that turns on the monitor. Flip it and you'll see a little blue light come on, and that way you know those monitors have power. At the end of the service, don't forget to turn them off, and that way we're good to go. Next, on the ground we have the two huge subwoofers, and of course on the back of those two there's another power button, and it's on the left hand side. Simply just turn that switch on and you are good to go. If you see the green light, you know we're up and running. There's this one, and there's also the one on the opposite side, so you should get them both. Don't forget to turn them off. We do also have the microphones set up for the choir. We have 3, sometimes we hook up 4 of them. And on the choir, you can see up at the ceiling, we may eventually go to the ceiling mics. For right now, we have mics 1, 2, and 3. 1 on the left, 2 in the center, 3 on the right hand side by the band. And they are all connected into this floor panel. So you see 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 correspond with 1, 2, and 3 choir mics as you see them from the crow's nest. 4, 5, and 6 are additional plugs. We can put in additional mics in case we need more choir mics, for example. But don't forget, we do have to turn on phantom power, and we'll go over that later. Speaking of phantom power, this is an auxiliary mic that we set out every now and then for somebody playing flute or the euphonium. There's no mic on it right now, but that plug right there is where the microphone will go into, and I'll show you that mic in a little bit. The mic holder connects right there at the end, and the plug is plugged into the floor jacks, and that will go into plug number 4. Up on the soundboard, it's labeled as auxiliary, and we'll go over that one also. This is another one that needs to be connected to auxiliary power. Now, as everybody knows, my little closet over here is where we keep everything electrical that we can possibly think of, especially when we have to set up for the next Sunday, the next Wednesday, the next concert, the next whatever. If you need it, chances are pretty good it is inside of this closet, from cables to connectors to adapters and plugs and wires and microphones and batteries. Everything you can think of. If it's not in here, probably doesn't exist. If it doesn't exist, then we'll go buy it. As you can see on top, it looks messy, but I just kind of laid out things to give you an idea of what it is we have to hook up. Now then, we deal with a lot of batteries, and our batteries are AA rechargeables that go into this bank. The other two to the right we really don't use anymore because they're kind of messed up. Now then, those batteries will go into the handheld mics with the silver heads. Those are the 58s. These are really nice mics. Please try not to drop them or tighten them up too much when you put that cap on. As you can see, we put in 2 batteries. The AT mics are for general conversation to the congregation. When Corazon or Kelly use them, they use 9-volt batteries. And as you can see with my fumbling around with the battery charger, please check to make sure you have at least 75% power on those AT mics. 50 you can get away with if you know they're not going to be used too much. Now, BJ's mic used the same batteries that we use in the handheld mics, the 2 AA rechargeables. Pastor Steve's pack is like the AT mics, has to have a very, very fresh 9-volt battery. As you can see, BJ's was 10, Pastor Steve is using 4. Now this mic that you see back here, that's the auxiliary mic we're talking about. We have 2 of those packs. There's a second one down there, that's where we keep them. And inside each of those packs there are 2 mics. They are replacing the shotgun mics, which took 2 AA batteries. They work just the same way, except we don't have to mess around with any batteries anymore. Yes, sir. So, You do have to put these guys together, and you do have to put them back together, put them back in the original packaging, so that way we keep them safe, fresh, whatever, undented. Easy to put them together. Now then, they have 3 settings on the microphone: top, middle, and bottom. Top is for a widespread area. If you go to the middle, you get a little bit sharper, a little bit closer. It cuts out noise around the person you're trying to get recorded. Now, if you go to the bottom one, very precise. It will pick up just the instrument that the person's playing. Me, I like to keep it on the very top level, so that way we catch everybody, especially when we use it for choir, for example, when we have the kids singing in choir. It has a really small bass when you screw it in, so you're not going to screw it in too far. And of course, it fits any basic mic stand, boom or telescope. It doesn't matter. It fits just like that. You just got to remember, take those guys off, put that on, plug it in. Again, make sure you set up phantom power. We'll go over that later. So, we've seen what's inside of my audio closet. Time to take a trip up to the crow's nest.